Hello, my love. It's Glenda, the Grieving Nomad. I've had quite a few of my non-Black friends ask me to explain why I did not want Black people protesting for the next 4 years. So let's get into it. During slavery, abolitionists and freedmen protested. And it was always violent because the 88% did not want to have that. They attacked. But the protests were there. The 160 years that I was talking about is after slavery. And after slavery, the Pan-African movement, excuse me, the Niagara movement, and the NAACP, as well as many other smaller groups, protested all across this country. And the vast majority of times it was very violent. It's like protests like the Silent March, those were allowed to be peaceful. But for the most part, any protest that Black people did in this country prior to the Civil Rights Movement, it was not allowed to be peaceful. And during that time period, they cremated our homes. They turned us into strange fruit, destroyed our communities, put them underwater, turned them into parks, highways, government buildings, because they could not have those successful Black communities in this country. When the 88% did not go out there and destroy our communities, the government did it for them. Every successful community that we had in this country, just about, if the 88% did not come and destroy it out of jealousy, the government would not allow it to be. They unalived us at large rates, so much so that we came out of slavery as 12% of the population, and now we're just barely 14% of the population, 12% of the electorate. But we protested. You see, protest is not what created the change in the Black community, for the Black community. It was the activism of people like the NAACP and Thurgood Marshall and other lawyers. They protested, but they changed the laws. The laws are what need to be changed. See, protest does not create change. It brings attention. That's it. Protest does not create change. Changing laws, that's what creates change. So while you're protesting, they're changing laws, and they're doing it at a rapid rate. Thurgood Marshall and the NAACP and other lawyers took hundreds, literally hundreds of cases to court to change the laws of this country. 33 or 34 of them went to the Supreme Court. That's where the change came from. It didn't come from marching. It didn't come from protesting. It didn't come from signs. In the 1950s and 60s, Black people protested. We've picked up a few allies again. But once again, the protesting is not what made the change. It was the actions that our community took. The Black Panther Party, they created over 66 different programs for the community. 44 of those programs were picked up by the United States government. Programs like free breakfast, free hot breakfast, which the kids no longer have. SNAP, WIC, elder care, that was before Medicare. These are programs that came out of the Black Panther Party. You know, that militant group that they thought was a threat to the national security? That's where the change came from. The government did not want that black group providing food in those white schools, giving ideals to the white community that would not only interfere with their white supremacy, but also interfere with their control of the white community. That's why 21-year-old Fred Hampton had to be unalived, because he had the poor white people, the Chicanos, the Asians, the Native Americans. Because he told them, I want black people to have black power. I want YT people to have YT power. I want Asian people to have Asian power. I want Native people to have Native power. I want everybody to have power, power to the people. That is how the black community thinks. But see, the 88% went to the polls on the 5th of November. And while 92% of black women and 78% of black men voted to prevent this madness from happening, the vast majority of the 88% voted for what's happening. They wanted people to lose their food. They wanted people to lose their medicine. They wanted people to be deported. They wanted to hurt other people. They wanted to hurt their family and their friends, their neighbors. And they never expected it to boomerang back on them. See, the black community has been dealing with the consequences of these type of votes forever. We know how to make the adjustments that need to be made to survive. The question is, do you? Do you know what to do? Do you know how to make it through this difficult time that we're about to go through? When the FBI went after all those groups that I just mentioned to you, the KKK was not on their list. The inspiration that was provided through the black community to the rest of the country was a threat to national security. It was a threat to white supremacy. And because white supremacy is the American way of life, it was a threat to the American way of life. And to actually understand it, you have to have the ability, the empathy, to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And unfortunately, the vast majority of the 88% can't. They don't understand what it's like to be oppressed in such a horrid way. When they deemed the Black Panther Party to be a threat to national security, it was because they were putting food in people's mouths, training people, educating people, lifting them up, giving them the assistance that they needed. To our government, to help someone is a threat to national security. And for decades, the 88%, more specifically, the white members of the 88%, allowed so many horrid things to happen because they were wishing bad things on other communities. Like Dre say, they wishing and wishing and wishing on me. Yeah. Y'all been wishing on us all this horrible stuff. What you don't understand is that they practice on us what they want to do to you. It always comes back to you. When Nixon sent all those factories to Mexico and the far white suburbs in the 70s, the 88% looked at it and said, it's cool with us. Get rid of those jobs. Them Negroes don't need nowhere to work. But now we ain't got no factories. Those good jobs that help pull everybody into the middle class, including the black community, they no longer exist because you were cool with them taking them away from us. They wanted to take welfare away from people because they think that the majority of the people that were on welfare were black. Turns out they're finding out that a lot of their white neighbors were receiving food stamps and will be affected if he goes through with taking it away. You're in a country where the vast majority of the people want universal health care. But we live under taxation without representation, so you won't get it. They want gun control. Same reason, you won't get it. They want safe schools. You won't get it. Matter of fact, we no longer have an education department. Yet you guys allowed the black community to have a bad education. Your kids have a bad education, and a little bit that they're giving you, they're taking away. That part. That's the part that you always miss. You want to hurt somebody else, but you never look at what it would do to you. You don't care if it hurts you, as long as it hurts someone else. And you don't get it. You want to take stuff away from other people, but it boomerangs back to you eventually. How do we know it boomerangs back to you? Where your factory job? Where's your kids' education? The health care isn't there because they want us sick. These motherfuckers hate us so much that they don't even want us to eat, so most black communities are food deserts. We are taxpayers just like you. Our schools are horrible. We have no recreation. We have no resources. We have no amenities. So what the fuck are they doing with our tax dollars? Yeah, the occasional come through and fix our roads. But where's the rest of our money? They're not investing in any type of employment. There are no real jobs. We got minimum wage jobs in our communities, but nothing living wage. There are a few real estate agents, but otherwise no real living wage jobs in our community. No recreation other than a few basketball hoops with no nets. No resources, no amenities. So where does the tax dollars of the black community actually go? Y'all don't care. Y'all know we don't have these things, but not one of you have ever said, hey, what you doing to those people over there? And as you see, your communities are losing resources, recreation, and amenities too. What they do to us, they will do to you. Always. Because if you accept it for us, how you going to go back and complain when they do it to you? You people, you've been voting against your own interests for decades. And it's been in an effort to hold on to white supremacy. The efforts to hold on to white supremacy is destroying this country. And what they're doing right now is their last gasp to take control of this country for the oligarchies. But they need the help of the white community to do it. They need the help of all those other communities that voted with them. They need the help of the 88%. But see, if you guys take some of that January 3+3 energy, not all of it, just some of it, and start going to their offices and to the Capitol with that will scare the hell out of them. That will make them make some changes. You're living under taxation without representation. And if you don't scare them into representing you, they won't. And it'll take you 100 years to get control of this country again. But this is not the fight of the black community. I heard a Hispanic woman say, I understand why the black people are not out here. But where are the Africans? Well, the Africans aren't there because they look like us. Where are the Asians, the Arabs, the Europeans, the Middle Easterners? Where are those people? Why aren't they out there with the Hispanics? Because this is their fight too. I've been seeing white people get snatched up. If they snatching up white people, Asians, they coming for you too. Middle Easterners, they coming for you. Arabs, they coming for you. Indians, they coming for you. You see, they're putting people that are here legally, are nationalized, and they putting them out the country. This is the fight of the 88%. I understand that you guys think that if we come, that the cameras will come. The cameras are not there because you're being censored. Will they come if we come? Yes, they will. Because they're going to come for the spectacle. They know the bad actors will show up. They know they will throw bricks and set fires. And that's what they want, so they can get that Marshall thing going. We cannot help. We can advise, but we cannot help. You, the 88%, you created this problem. It's like that teenager that keeps screwing up. And their parent finally says, I'm not getting you out of trouble this time. You got to face the consequences. The black community, the 12%, we are the parents. The rest of you guys, the 88%, you're the teenager. Use some of that J3+3 energy. Take your country back, because if you don't, you'll never see it again. This is the last stand, and you guys have to make it. We did everything that we could on November 5th, and you let us down. I'm not getting bit by a dog for anybody. I'm not getting knocked over by a water hose for anybody. I'm not getting tased, hit with a stick, shot with a rubber bullet. I'm not doing none of that. None. It's not in me to put myself on the line like that. I am not going to get hurt. But that's what you want. You want us to come out there so they can hurt us, so they can make a spectacle. I ain't doing it. I can't speak for the rest of the black community. But on April 5th and April 20th, I won't be there. I'm not getting hurt for nobody. You, 88%, you have the power. You've got the lawyers to help you fight. You've got the numbers. And even though the media is not cooperating with you, we see you on social media. We see what you're doing, and we're proud of you. You're doing a good job. And nobody is getting hurt. You're doing good. Keep it up. But make sure that you go to some of those places where they can encounter you. Let your leaders really see you. Put the fear of God in them. But we can't come. Not this time. You made this mess. Fix it. I love you.